Good day everyone. For today's discussion, we will talk about digital self.
When we talk about the digital self, it's the version of you that exists online. So diri naga-include tanan ang imuhang gina-share, post, or ginabuhat nimo sa internet. Also kung saan nimo pagpahalubilo sa tao. And pareha lang na siya sa real life. Ang imuhang digital self nag-reflect lang na sa imong personality and interest, and nakadepende lang na sa imuha o kung saan nimo pag-present imuhang sarili. The role of mobile phones, the internet, and social networking in developing the digital self. So diri sa mobile phones, mao ni siya ang device nga naga-allow sa people nga tawag, maka-text, or maka-access sa internet. So, ang mobile phones naa siya tulo ka way nga nakatabang siya sa digital self. So, first is communication. Communication is how people share information, ideas, and feelings. So, sa communication, bisag unsa ka, for example, sa bisag unsa ka layo, ana nga specific nga tao, pwede nimo na siya maka-communicate through mobile phones. Next is self-presentation. It is how people choose to show themselves to others. So, it means nga naay freedom ang tao na mag-post sa ilahang gusto, like mag-update sila sa status, photos, and videos. The last one is access to information and opportunities. So, ang mobile phones, nagahatag siya og quick access sa information like news, educational resources, job listings, and more. Mao ni siya ang nagahatag sa bagong opportunities for learning. Next is about the internet. So, ang internet, mao ni siya ang global network of computers nga nag-allow sa mga tao nga mag-share og information, maka-communicate sa mga tao sa bisag asa nga lugar. Tapos kibali mao ni siya ang digital way nga magka-connect siya sa websites, apps, and devices. Naay tulo ka way sa internet, which is ang information access and search, community building, information and social access and search. Mao ni siya ang part nga if naa kay pangitaon sa Google, imuha lang na siyang i-search, and mas mapadali na nimo na siya makit-an sa tabang sa internet. Kay if wala kay internet, dili man nimo makita ang imuhang pang search. Next is community building. So diri nimo makita ang group of people nga naga-share sila mga same interests, goals, or values. So diri nga platform kung asa ang mga membro mag-interact or mag-support each other or mag-collaborate. Last is social interaction. So diri sa social interaction, diri na naga-include kung saan nimo paghalubilo sa mga tao sa online, like mag-comment, naga-chat, or naga-like silang mga post, naga-share og content. Diri naga-allow ang people nga maka-connect sa friends and family through Facebook and Instagram or sa mga lahi nga mga platform. Social networking, it refers to using online platforms like Facebook, Instagram para mag-connect sa lain nga tao. Kaning nga mga platform, mao ni siya ang nakatabang to build and maintain relationship or share og content nimo og para maka-interact sa lahi nga tao. And nani siya duha ka way, which is ang social connection and support, and self-disclosure and expression. First is social connection and support. So, ang online platforms like Facebook, mao ni siya ang nakatabang nga magstay in touch with your friends and families, and pwede mo makahatag og support sa ila by messaging them and magka-group conversations. The last one is self-disclosure and expression. Diri ang nga part nga ang tao na ay freedom nga mag-post sa ilahang thoughts, sa ilang feelings, or sa ilahang experience, and diri nila ma-express ang ilahang mga gusto, like ilahang i-post nga through photos, videos, or art.
So next is identify Filipino values in social networking. So in today's generation no is mga Filipino karon is they love using social media to stay connected. They share stories and express themselves as well as communicating with their loved ones, especially to those people who far away working abroad. So here are some aspects of Filipino values that are reflected in social networking. So first is pakikisama or harmony. So pakikisama, it means getting along well with others and maintaining good relationships. So on social media, gina-show nila by supporting friends, just like they liking, sharing posts, and naga-comment po sila to show appreciation, whether it's a birthday or mga achievements ninyo. Then next is bayanihan or community spirit. So just like in real life, Filipinos use social media to help people in need, such as organizing fundraisers or gina-share nila ang mga job opportunities para katong mga tao nga nagtambay lang sa ilang balay, makakita sila trabaho through social media. Next is paggalang or respect. So Filipinos show respect to elders and others by using mga polite na language, just like good morning, thank you for your time, or I appreciate it. So ginabuhat nato ni siya dili lang through social media but also sa personal na atong ka-interactions. Next is utang na loob or debt of gratitude. Ang social media platform is mao ni ginagamit sa mga Filipino people to know things they don't know, as well as making them feel happy tungod sa mga trends or bisan unsang butang na makapalipay sa tua. That's why they are thankful, or we are thankful to have this, because it didn't help them but it also make them happy. The last one is hiya or sense of shame. So many people is careful pud sila about sa ilang mga gipang post because they don't want to embarrass themselves or their family. That's why through social media they use it in a good way. So applying these values online is important jud because they help us use social media in a positive and respectful way, and careful pud sa atong mga words and actions online. So next is the role of government, school, and church in preventing identity theft, false information, and fake news. So from the word of identity thief, guys, is when someone ginakuha or ginayus ang imong mga personal information like your name, bank details, and passwords na ginagamit nila without your permission. And that situation is na possibility na ginakuha imuhang money, ginahack nila inyong mga accounts and everything. And also po sa mga false information and fake news. So it can happen ni siya through online and in real life. So it is important no na protektahan siya nato ang personal information and be careful na inyong ginasharean sa laing tao. So next is mga rules sa government, school, and church. So first is government. So ang government is naga-create sila rules like law to punish people who steal personal information or spread fake news. If someone nga nagakuha or naga-spread fake news and false information is they can face fines or makulong sila sa ilang gipang buhat. And also po ang government is naga-provide og protection sa mga tao to keep their personal data para safe ilang mga personal information and avoid scam.
Schools. Schools teach us students how to keep their personal information safe. Tapos they also show students how to spot and avoid fake news and scams. Sa church pod kay gina-encourage ang mga mga tao nga to be honest and responsible. Tapos ginatudlan po ni sila nga kaning pagpangawat na kanang tag. Tas ang kanang tigbot-botog sorry nga one good fake news nga na kay mali jud.
So hi everyone, so this time I will describe to you the vision of the Data Privacy Act of 2012. So the Data Privacy Act of 2012, also known as Republic Act number 10173, is a Philippine law that aims to protect personal data and ensure the privacy of individuals. So this Privacy Act is a law in the Philippines that protects our personal information and privacy, especially how your data is collected, used, stored, and shared sa company, mapa-companies man o government. So, there are key example of protection. The first one is the Personal Data Protection Principle. So, the law outlines principles for processing personal data including transparency, legitimate purpose, and proportionality. So, ang kahalagan sa Personal Data Protection Principle is to protect our personal information like our names, address, contact details, and naglayan din itong protektahan ng ating sensitive information like our health, our education, or kung mayroon man tayo ang mga criminal records. So, the next one is the right of data subjects. Individual have rights to access, collect, and erase their personal data as well as to object, to processing, and withdraw consent. So, kaning rights of data subject is our rights sa kumbaga user. So, ang example sa atong kumbaga rights is to know what data is collected about you, see or access your data. Go. So the next one is to see or access your data. Sunod is see, know to how use your data, and ask for your data to be correct or delete. Kaning rights of data dari ato ang kumbaga rights nilang. Next one is the rights of data subjects. So individual have rights to access, correct, and erase their personal data as well as to object, to processing, and withdraw consent. So diri is ang layunin ani nga kuan is to have rights ato individual to access our data to correct. So natay mga rights. So ako basa. The first one is know what data is collected about you. See or access your data. See, know to how your data is used. Ask for your data to be corrected or deleted. File complaints if your data is misused. So, kato sila is kato ang kuan sa ato ang rights, individual rights. So, the next one is the obligation of personal data processors. So, processors must implement security measures to protect personal data, notify data subject of data breaches, and register their data processing system with the National Privacy Commission. So, kanindari is obligation sa mga data processors. So, unsay dapat nilang buhaton if naman na may mga mistakes na buhat sa tong mga data privacy. So, ang kanilang dapat buhaton is ask for your permission before collecting sensitive data. Sunod is keep your data safe and secure. Sunod is inform you if your data gets leaked or hacked. So, mo na yung ilang mga obligation as a data processor. So, sunod is the data breaches notifications. So, processor must notify the NPC and affected data subject in case of data subject breaches. So the NPCDI is the National Privacy Commission. Three is the National Privacy Commission or NPC is the government body in charge of enforcing this law. And also handles complaints and checks their companies to follow the rules. So the next one is the National Privacy Commission or NPC, kani sila. So the NPC is responsible for enforcing the law, investigating complaints, and imposing penalties for violation. So kaning NPC o National Privacy Commission is responsible nila is to enforcing the law and kwan sab nila ang pag-investigate sa mga nag-complain. So the government body in charge of enforcing this law is mao ning kanang NPC and handles complaints and check if companies follow the rules. So mao na ang kanang kuan sa NPC. So the last one is the penalties and fines. So violations of the law can result in fines and imprisonment. So, dili na ang mga kwan sa mga penalties nag-violate ba sa law of kanang NPC. So, if someone breaks the law, they can go to jail and pay fines. So, mao ra to ang kwan sa Data Privacy Act of 2012.
The positive or benefits, foster social connection. Digital platform help us to stay connected with people we care about, like press ako anang layo ko mama, maka-chat sa ko, maka-video call bisag layo siya, share moments anytime. So mao na positive sa digital technologies, no. Sunod kay maintaining relationships. We can quickly send message, share photos, and keep up with each other lives online. Kani po kay this help us feel close to friends and family. Tas ngay katulong nga positive kay finding communities with shared interest. The internet makes it easy to meet people who like parehang basic ka na maka-meet kag people mga parehang simuag hobby good nga na. Training groups can make us feel understood and supported. Ang negative effect mo na sa sa digital consumption kay muna constant connectivity. Always being online can make people feel like they must reply right away. Kaning tingnan niya ginabuhat sa mga tao, this cause stress, makakos stress, worry o feeling tired all the time. Kaduang negative kay exposure to curated online content. People often post online the best parts of their lives online. So seeing this can make others feel like they aren't good enough or missing out. Murag i-compare nimo ba imong sarili sa uban, gud murag wala na imong confidence nga na.
Hey everyone, let's proceed to my part of this discussion, which is evaluate the balance between online and offline identities. These two identities is big deal for individuals. Why? Because we have different intention, different interest, and we have different happiness. Online identities influenced by these platforms like Instagram, Telegram, FB, and gaming, and so many more pa. Napag mga uban nga like IG, Snapchat, and we can say social media or digital platforms and virtual spaces allow us to express ourselves, but they also raise an important question. The question is, are we the same person online as we are offline ba gyud? di ba ang uban dili. And as what I've said, we have different intention na ayuban ingana sila sa online. It's because ang intention nila lahi-lahi. Like ang uban magbinutan online para mo famous sila, pero in personal dili sila butan. And also naayuban po ang happiness nila through online world. That's why dako ang diferensya gyud sa online o offline, labi na sa behavior, personal growth, health, and dili nila ma-enjoy what is the real world. Unlike sa offline na halos dito na gid makita unsa imong tinuod na batasan, unsa imong status sa tinuod na kinabuhi, kung unsa imong behavior, tapos dili pud ka mataha makipag-interact sa mga tao kung sanay na ka sa physical environment. And para sa kuha, mas enjoy ang offline world kay ma-feel gid nimo kung unsa kanindot ang environment, tapos diri pod na to usahay ma-feel ang peace of mind, makawala sa stress, and maka-refresh gyud sa tuwa.
So I have here 6 striking a balance between offline and offline identities. First, be consistent. Align your online presence with your real life values. Kung butan ka in personal, dapat butan pud ko in online. Kung malita ka in offline, dapat magnalita pud ka in online. Next is take breaks. Step away from the screen, guys, to recharge and reconnect. Too much using screen, guys, is not normal. Labi na without any reason, like magtula lang ka, tapos dili way matabang sa imong sarili. Next is think before you post. Kani, guys, is so sensitive gid ni. Dapat you share mindfully kay internet na. Kay dili gid nimo mapugngan ang comment sa uban nga usahay maka cause gid og stress. Next is keep perspective. Don't let likes define your worth, guys. And next is privacy and boundaries. Dapat you had to protect your space online and what is you in offline, guys. Kay kintahay magdato kay mo din mag post mo in online, then wala ka kabalo nga ana din nag wala mo kabalo sa gawas din na nag plano kintahay yung post is dagan mo kwarta, then pag nani din nagplano sa gawas nga hold upon mo pagabot sa gawas or sulod ng balay tungod kay dato mo. Next is last is mental health. So prioritize guys inyong mental health kay maka falling down good sa to art, guys, nga lisod na ma recover kay di ba karon kay sagaran na nagkasakit na gyud kay na overuse na sa online or gadget. So we need to protect our mental health, guys, kay that was our capital in this world. Thank you.